Okay, so welcome to Velosio's Raving Fans from Within, where we are spotlighting the best and brightest talent that not only is at Velosio, but in the entire Microsoft ecosystem. And today we got Rachel. Rachel, why don't you take a moment just to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, hi everyone. Rachel Grizzell. I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been at Velosio now for going on 5 months.
5 months. Oh my goodness. You made just a tremendous impact in just such a short period of time, and I absolutely positively love that about you. Before we jump into your journey here at Velocio, I'd love to hear a little bit more about yourself, your passions, your hobbies, your family, really your purpose. So, why don't you share a little bit with us?
Yeah, so I live in a suburb of Atlanta, and I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So my hobbies have kind of taken the back seat right now, but they keep me very busy. But aside from playing with the kids at the playground on the weekends or going to the pool or, all the fun kids stuff on my own, I've been riding horses for about 30 years. So that is my first hobby that I truly enjoy and love. Hopefully I'll get to do it a lot more once my kids are a little older. And then I also love working out and running. I've done the Peachtree Road Race in Atlanta. That's the world famous 10K with 10,000 runners. I don't enter a ton of races, but I run weekly and I like working out and just staying busy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm a Texas guy. So do you own a horse? Is it a quarter horse? Do you barrel racing? Is it some other type of event that you like to do? Or
It's
you just like to
English.
trail ride?
Yeah, so I ride English saddle seat. I did try
Okay.
Western and I just wasn't a huge fan of the Western riding. But yeah, I grew up showing English saddle seat horses and I've never had a horse. It is still a dream of mine to one day hopefully own one, but I have not owned one yet.
That's
So
awesome. That's absolutely awesome. I live up here in Grayson County in Texas, and it is big country, big horse country up here. Okay,
love that.
so tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you joined Velocio, and how did your path just twist to find yourself here?
Yeah, so I came from 3 years at Microsoft. I was a business applications specialist at Microsoft, and when I was entering the job market back in the winter, Velosio was definitely top of mind for me to check to see if there were any open opportunities. I had worked with some Velosio team members, throughout my 3 years of time at Microsoft in the business application space. And I always had just very positive experiences working with those Velosio team members. And, the reputation that Velosio has with Microsoft is super strong. We're a gold partner. We're in the business applications inner circle. I think we've been in that for 30 years, which is longer than any other partner globally has ever been. So, it's just hard to ignore accolades like that. So yeah, I was super excited that there was something open that I could, interview for. And that's really kind of how I got here.
We love it that you're here, and we know somebody as talented as you are has a lot of options out there. I do want to go back to your passions a little bit here. Look, I've been doing this for 30 years. You mentioned 30, but I've been doing this for 30 years, and it really, I think for me personally, when you have a really fulfilling career, is when you take some of your personal passions and they end up converging into your professional life. And for me, I've been in leadership for a long time. And, I think one of the reasons why I just really passionate about leadership is I get more excited about being a small part of people winning than I do when I just win myself, so my passion around winning through others, really, I really get to click on that every single day at Velosio. Uh, how about you? How are some of your personal passions? How do they really get fulfilled at a place like Velosio?
Yeah, so that's the main reason why I went into sales after college. Well, first, I had grown up watching my dad do sales his whole life and my whole life. So, I kind of grew up around it, but then also I love helping people. And I feel like all sellers are consultants, to say the least. We are consulting with clients to better their business, to make a more positive impact, around the community and economy with their business and to help them succeed. So, kind of something that I've always remembered while being in sales is, it's being a seller, it's not always putting yourself first. It's always putting the client first and making sure that you're not just helping yourself first, that the client is always that top of mind and that customer obsession. I think that that's really important. So kind of like that passion of helping people that pivoted me into sales. And then also, just I'm a super organized and like very detail oriented person. And I think to be successful in sales, you definitely need those attributes. My husband would say that I can be type A personality. And I think that, is important as well for managing your book of business and just making sure you're staying on top of all your follow-ups, finding new opportunities to upsell, cross-sell, all of the above. So I definitely think like that passion that I have in those areas in my personal life definitely dips into, my professional life as well. And that's definitely where like I've seen success throughout my career is just like making sure I'm staying true to what makes me me and like what I'm striving to get the best to.
Rachel, I love that. I love it. I have no doubt that clients that you work with really pick up on how authentic you are. And I mentioned earlier how long I've been doing this, and there was a time where relationships were really, really, really important. Matter of fact, they may be the most important thing. And I'm not saying that they're not important today, right? People like to work with people that they genuinely like and they care for. But organizations today, they're really looking for people to partner with that can help them solve business problems. And that's really what you're talking about is, you have a sharpened focus on helping an organization solve some of the biggest problems that they have. So, that's probably yet another reason why you're really, really successful. So,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. So turn the page here. You're on Brad Jagger's team. Brad's fantastic. I love him to death. If you're to look at in your 5 months here, what is maybe one thing that Brad and his team does that you think other teams should borrow?
We have a very high collaboration rate, and I love that. I know in the past I've been on different teams where, the manager just maybe wasn't heavy on like teams messaging or putting together like a team happy hour or like a team meeting for everyone to get together and kind of, air out different challenges that you may be having and how we can all help each other. And I'll say that that's something that our team does a lot. And I really like that. I think it's super important. Brad is a great leader. He's a great manager. And, I would say like we are active in our team's chat daily, just kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. Or if someone has a question, we put it in the chat. And that is super helpful. I know that collaboration with your team is just really important, because seeing how others in your team are successful helps you. And then those who are successful want to help the others on their team become successful as well. And I think that that's definitely very important to make sure that, you have that team camaraderie and you're continuing to learn from each other and, maybe learn from successes, but then also learn from mistakes as well.
I love that. I love that. It is a lot more fun to work with people that you genuinely care for. Okay. So is there something that's happened in the last few months that you've learned that you didn't expect you're going to learn?
So coming from the business applications space at Microsoft, I didn't know too much about the Azure or I knew some about modern work, but not a ton. And then also the fabric space. So definitely I'm learning a lot about the fabric and the Azure and the modern work side of everything, like with teams, proof of concepts and things like that. So I love that. I love, being able to sell the full Microsoft stack and, just continuing to learn because obviously with a huge tech company like that, they're going to be constantly changing things and there's going to be advancements in technologies there. So staying on top of that and like continuing to just learn and see how we can use their advancement in those technologies for their products to better suit our clients. I think that's a big deal, and that's how like we stay relevant to our clients is making sure that we're up to date with everything that Microsoft or NetSuite is offering so that we can then pass on that information like AI Copilot to our clients as well.
Yeah, yeah, you got it. You absolutely got me. You look at Velosio as a company, or maybe the biggest thing that we offer our clients, other than driving outcomes on time and on budget, is our ability to really be able to take them on this journey beyond just some of the core technologies that they're looking at. And I've found in my experience that clients are really looking for that, a partner, a trusted partner that they can go on this long digital journey with.
I
Okay,
agree.
so Rachel, let's land the plane here. So, what advice would you give a new hire here at Velosio?
Yeah, I would say, dig in and lean on your team. I had an onboarding buddy when I came on board, and that was super, super helpful. So definitely lean on your onboarding buddy, but also your team. I found that my team and my leadership has been extremely helpful in the ramp up. And, just don't be afraid to reach out to your clients, make those introductions, and kind of get it rolling.
Good deal, good deal. Rachel, I will close here. Literally since day one, the first time I met you, I've been really, really impressed with your passion, your enthusiasm, your conviction of taking care of your clients. Velocity is incredibly blessed to have you here. So,
Thank you.
thank you for trusting us. It's something we don't take lightly. And I look forward to a long, long, long career in supporting you in your efforts here. Thank you,
Yeah,
Rachel.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks so much.